Brioche knit stitch, BRK or bark. You have a knit stitch with the yarn over on top of it. You knit the yarn over and the stitch together, and that is your brioche knit stitch. When we are working in the round or doing two colors, you will have brioche purl as well as brioche knit. Brioche purl, undo this one here, is when you're going to go purl a stitch together with the yarn over that wraps around it, and you just go into purl like this. The slip one yarn over is going to be a little bit different in between though, because your yarn is in front, you slip one, but you have to bring the yarn all the way around in order to purl the next stitch. To do your brioche purl or your burp, sorry. Slip one, yarn over all the way around, and then you're ready to do the next purl stitch. Slip one yarn over, bring the yarn in front, slip that stitch, then when you go to work the next stitch, it creates a yarn over the stitch. We're going to do a double increase now, which will be written as a BRK yarn over BRK. So you're making 3 stitches out of this one stitch. You go into the stitch as though to do a BRK or a brioche knit, but you leave that on the needle. Then you put a yarn over on the needle and you go and knit into that original stitch or brioche knit again. And that creates 3 loops on the needle. On the next row, you will work those into the stitch pattern as follows. To maintain pattern, we'll knit the first one, and then you'll do a brioche knit on the next one. Now, these 3 stitches, you will slip the first one, yarn over, slip one yarn over. You only have a single loop here, so you cannot do a brioche knit, so you will just do a standard knit. And then you're going to do a slip one yarn over for this third one. And then back to a brioche knit. On the following row, they can all be worked in pattern as a brioche knit, slip one yarn over, and a brioche knit, because they've now been incorporated into the stitch pattern. We want to do a double right leaning decrease now, so a DEC to OR. It will use these 3 stitches, so we've got a brioche knit with the central stitch, and we want it to lean to the right. We'll slip the first brioche knit stitch, which is the stitch and the yarn over that was around it, knitwise, and we'll knit the next stitch. Now we're going to lift that first slip stitch and its yarn over, so the whole brioche knit stitch, lift it over that stitch that we just knit. Then we'll move this stitch from the right needle to the left needle, and we're going to grab the yarn over and the stitch, so the full brioche stitch, and lift it over the stitch, and then just move it back over to the right needle, tighten it up and move on. And you can see we've got a right leaning decrease. A D2L, or a left leaning decrease of 2 stitches. It would involve a brioche knit stitch, this central stitch, and this brioche knit stitch, and we want it to lean to the left. So we will slip the first stitch knitwise, knit the brioche knit stitch and the stitch together, so you go into all 3 loops of yarn, and then you lift that first stitch and the yarn over that had wrapped around it and lift it over that stitch and give it a tug, and you can see the decrease leans to the left.